I guess one of the good benefits of COVID is that we've learned that you don't have to do that. I will not be there in person, for example, to kick off the recruitment or to recommend candidates. I think there's a strong acknowledgement that doing the finalist process in person is of real benefit to you all. You just simply see and hear things in person that you may not get over Zoom, regardless of how thorough you may have been or how much time you spend. So that's sort of the lay of the land here, and I've got it. I got you. I've had a very successful year since I saw you last in a number of different ways, and it's a pleasure to see you all again. And I actually think being post-election cycle is a real advantage to recruiting, and that you're on sort of the back end of a big majority of your culture work. I think that helps too. And I'll be mindful of all the work that you've done to date as I go forward. But that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great. Thank you so much, Drew. It's good to see you again. I personally don't have any questions at this moment. Do any of our other directors, in the interest of time, if we have questions, certainly ask them, but I don't want to get, yes, Director Bender.
Yeah, my only thought was the April 8th and 9th is probably not the best day. It's the Thursday and Friday prior to spring break. And we did our interviews earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I kind of like that. So I'm going to recommend that we just bump it maybe to the beginning of that week of April 5th.
Yeah, that's very easy to do. So April 5 and 6, and just for the benefit of the public, the only caution that I have for you there is that the day before is Easter. Mm-hmm. So you may want to let me think about this.
Spring break. Okay.
I think what you're looking at then would be to get it out of spring break. You'd be looking at 1920 instead of 5/6. And if you wanted to, you can build in more time. Then we were trying to sort of have as reasonable an open period as we could. Right now, that is from February 4 through March 8. You can easily bump the filing deadline to March 15. Have me come on a different Tuesday than the 24th. I would need at least the 31st, and then do the finals on 18-19, or I could come on the 7th. Doesn't matter.
If I might, President Finn and Drew, for the purposes of this workshop, I think it might be prudent if I connect, if it's all right with you, President Finn, with Drew, and align with the current board calendar that was recently kind of arrived at, and see where that fits with Drew and his schedule and the board, and then represent to the ad hoc committee and for the board's review a final calendar.
I would appreciate that.
I actually like the longer recruiting time. Give people time to put together their resumes.
Got it. Okay, and my last question to you is, which directors are now on this ad hoc committee?
So Director Finn and Director Bender are with you.
Back again.
I just can't get enough, Drew.
No, I know. And if you're starting meetings with Puis Fuissé, then the board really has changed.
Did you know that I had Puis Fuissé right here?
Okay, so any more questions for me?
I have a question. I don't know if it's specifically for you or not, but so you would come and present all of the candidates, and then you would also be involved with the interviewing process. Is there an opportunity for us to maybe delegate community members to an interview panel to give them an opportunity to either review the resumes or actually have an interview panel made up specifically of interested community members. Maybe like each board member nominate one person for this community, interview process. I think it goes really well and it gets better buy-in from the community.
Yeah, if that question is to me, this process is 100% your process, and that I will make sure that issue is raised with the ad hoc committee, and you all would discuss as a board what you wanted this finalist interview process to look like. I am prepared. Our firm is prepared to do whatever process that you want to do, and I would tell every member of the public and the community listening, and all of your upper level executive team, that they should be mindful that the only group with the authority and the responsibility to make the decision are the elected board, and that the board should craft whatever process they feel they need to make the best decision on behalf of the district. So if a community panel is one of those component steps, I can definitely help you with that.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Drew. Again, as always, a pleasure. And I'm going to wrap this up. And if, obviously, Director Harris, you're going to have an interview with Drew on Friday. So, any more things come up, you'll have an opportunity. And I just want to keep moving things because, again, we have a full plate in front of us tonight. So
right. Farewell. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Drew, Truckee has left the meeting.
Okay, which brings us to the main attraction tonight, our item number 11, our strategic plan workshop. So I'm going to hand it off to Pam Hobday, our strategic plan maestro.
Brian, do you want to begin with saying a few words?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So yes, this workshop item is 2% before the board. The data and information and great feedback and interaction that we've experienced as a district with both our community survey process and our community outreach focus groups. We do have a fairly lengthy presentation with a lot of great information for you all to review. We have a couple of guests this evening, as President Finn had mentioned, Pam Hobday with Pamela Hurt Associates, and Andrea Gutierrez with the Ideal Wild, our social media consultant. And then we also have staff here that will also be helping with the interactive and kind of workshop process here this evening. So we're really excited. I will hand this over to Pam, but I will be the one, I'll share my screen and I'll kind of navigate the presentation as Pam hosts us through this process.
Thank you. Just want to begin with saying we're at a milestone, you guys. 4 meetings, 4 strategic planning workshops. This is our 4th. 4 more to go. And this is really, I'm going to repeat it again, a milestone for a lot of reasons. I hope all of you, as President Finn said, if you haven't already, would have an opportunity to have participated in the inauguration today. But President Biden started out with 3 statements that are pertinent for us.
Apologies here.
Just reviewing our ground rules. We always have mutual respect, active listening, not interrupting each other, strategic thinking, no wrong answer, and we'll have a lot of strategic thinking tonight, and as always, collaboration with each of you. Go ahead, Brian. These are our social media and is known throughout the state as an expert. We're very lucky to have her working with us. And to be a Truckee our own.
I'm sorry, I'm actually getting a notification that says Zoom will not be able to record the content until I quit Zoom. It says you can now choose to quit Zoom.
So Andrea, I made sure that Brian had a copy of your PowerPoint. So what if we ask Brian to bring it up?
Yes, that would be good. Yeah, it looks like I would have to, it would have to stop the recording and I'd have to leave and come back, it's saying. So
We'll get Brian to bring that up. We did that just as a safety net.
great idea. Actually, let me see. Let me actually try this again. 1 second. I might be able to get around it. Here. Is that working?
Window. Alert, you are viewing Andrea Gutierrez's screen.
Great. Can everyone see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Perfect.
Do we want to, yeah, there we go. Brian's getting it.
Yeah.
Perfect. And before, Andrea, before you start, I wanted to say to everyone that I had people in my focus groups, I don't know if you did, who referred to the piece of the puzzle. It was very unique that they even said, you know, I really wanted to be a piece of that puzzle for the future. And that identity is something that you would really want to continue. And Andrea, you might talk about that as part of a brand going forward.
Yeah, definitely. That's really great to hear. We always like when, you know, our participants can recall the ads or the organic posts that they've seen. Definitely. And we did have a lot out there, as we'll see in these metrics coming up. So thank you so much for having me this evening. I'll be reviewing our social media campaign, which also does include our digital marketing, advertising, branding, and website management as well. Here. All right. So to start covering, to begin with any campaign, we always start with branding and copywriting, just to give ourselves a space of what we will be covering throughout the entire campaign. And for the strategic planning focus groups, we started with your existing logo and brand and just elaborated on that existing logo as well as the colors. We developed a secondary logo and specific campaign branding while also integrating the imagery that really represents Truckee and the puzzle piece. So throughout print advertising, radio, community outreach efforts, and all social media marketing, this branding was utilized. The title of the campaign was Help Piece Together Our Future. To continue driving signups, on December 7th, we launched a new website for the focus groups. This website gave clear direction and made it really easy for our viewers to sign up for the neighborhood focus groups. And actually, did everyone have a chance to take a look at the new website? It was at tdpud/ourfuture.org. On this website, we had the main homepage, which had all 6 of the focus groups right on the homepage, so it was very easy to register. The focus group also had its own page. We had additional pages for community leaders, which we'll review in a few slides down, strategic planning overview, a contact form that they could contact Stephen at the PUD with any questions they had, and then our social media buttons. overall, the website received 3,579 views from 2,900 unique visitors. Of those visitors, 1,796 were acquired from a social media source. It was either an organic post on our social media platforms or a paid advertisement. The sign-up buttons on the website received 608 clicks to the Zoom sign-up pages. In addition, we ran social media ads that directed 733 visitors directly to the Zoom sign-up pages.
Andrea, I got a question for you. What's the difference between website views and website visitors?
Views are multiple pages. Unique visitors or website visitors are unique persons. So that's 2,900 people that viewed 3,579 pages.
And you get that information from their IP address or something?
So yes, actually our website has an analytics dashboard on the back end of it that we can look up all of this information. There are secondary platforms that do this as well, such as Google Analytics. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll use both. We'll use the actual website dashboard and Google Analytics to compare, just to ensure we're getting the correct data.
Andrea, could you share with the board the significance of this data? Were you pleased with this data as you saw it, and why or why not?
Yeah. So really what this data is showing us is the effectiveness of our social media campaign to receive the 1,796 users to the website. That's really a huge number, and it's really great to see, especially for how small our community is. This is a big portion of our community. And right now, too, with all the distractions, it's really, it's pretty difficult to have an ad or a social media post get someone's attention and have them take an action on it. The action being clicking on the ad and going to the website, and then clicking on a button to go to register. So this is really great. It's really showing us that a majority of our signups came from social media. Are there any other questions about the website? Moving on to community leaders. So in collaboration with Stephen, we partnered with 5 community leaders. This is also known as influencer marketing. These community leaders gave a 15-second video, a quote, and a headshot for the TDPUD to use in promoting the focus groups. We used this content on the website and on social media, in organic posts and in paid advertising. Here's an example of the community leader webpage that was on the website. These are quotes and videos that we shared. And these are posts on our social media pages. And this brings us into our social media marketing. We utilize the TDPUD's existing social media accounts to promote the focus groups through organic posts and paid advertising. The paid advertising also included geo-targeting advertising. We targeted the local Truckee community and visitors traveling in the Truckee area to ensure that we were also showing our ads to second homeowners. And then we broke that down even further and ran neighborhood-specific ads. And we'll review those in just a bit.
Andrea, to your knowledge,
Yeah.
have there been, I don't know the answer to this, but I know the board might be interested. To your knowledge, have there been other marketing campaigns or social media marketing campaigns that specifically targeted neighborhoods?
That the TDPUD has done?
That the TDPUD has done. Have there been other districts or the town or the chamber that have targeted neighborhoods?
Not that I'm aware of with the town or the chamber. We have done it with my agency for real estate and also for local businesses. We've been able to target utilizing the neighborhood specific ads. One example is for a local business. We can target their exact location and anyone that is within a mile of their location. We can send them a very specific ad.
Thank you.
Here's an example of our Facebook post. As you can see, we utilize Dave and Andrew Cross from Truckee Tahoe Lumber Co. Our Instagram post. Instagram is actually not an existing platform the TDPUD was using. We created the Instagram account for the focus group. And throughout the campaign, this wasn't one of our goals, but the account also received 117 new followers throughout the campaign. Our LinkedIn post. LinkedIn is a platform that is very specific to employment and professional jobs. And our tweets. So now, looking at our audience from our on our Facebook platform, really what we're going to focus on is looking at Facebook and LinkedIn, as these are the platforms that had the most interaction. There is some data left out of these. If a user decides that they don't want to include their location, their gender, or their age on their profile, the platform isn't able to gain that information. But we do have a lot of information to look at. Looking at Facebook, we can see that our reach, and reach also means people. So it's a unique person. Was really right on target. The majority being in the Truckee Tahoe area, but also we see Bay Area and Sacramento as well, which is
Andrea,
great for our target market. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to point something out to the board. If you remember, and for Director Harris too, for our general manager search focus groups, we were lacking this younger age bracket, and we had a lot more women than men. So we wanted to be sure that we were giving messaging that would target a younger age group and to have, a similar number of gender specific people. And we achieved that with this Facebook, and we were really proud of that. So just wanted to point that out to you.
Yes, yeah, and as we can see, we reached 51% females and 48% males, with the largest group being 25 to 44-year-olds, more specifically, 25 to 34-year-old males was at 13%. But really what we do like to see is definitely that younger demographic. In the past, we've seen, especially for towns, the chamber, and the TDPUD's past ads a lot higher of an age group. So this was really good to see. And especially too, because of our audience, knowing we do have a lot of second homeowners, seeing San Francisco, Sacramento show up in San Jose is really great for our audience.
Middle fingers in the air, which we have word.
So LinkedIn's advertising platform gives us some really great insights into our audience's work demographics. These charts are related to the ads that we ran on LinkedIn. So this isn't organic post. This is solely paid advertising. And for clarity, anytime we mention impressions, we are referring to views, whereas reach refers to unique people. And views are how many times an ad was viewed. So a unique person can view an ad multiple times. And clicks are every time a viewer clicks on an ad and is directed to the website. So here's an overview of clicks and views by industry. The top being real estate, construction, and then we have writing and editing. So this is our top here. Next is an overview of views and clicks by company. So really what we like to see here is Town of Truckee, great to see, Tahoe Forest Health Systems, Dixon Realty, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District, Squaw Valley, you know, all large employers in our area that we're familiar with. And views and clicks by job function. Really what I would like to point out here is the number one being business development. And these are job functions that are created by LinkedIn. So when a user puts in their job title and their experience, it will then decide what category their job function is in. So business development, operations, and then media and communication was our top. And then moving on to job title. The top job title was owner. And next, administrative assistant. All right, so looking at the social media metrics, we advertised on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter with a total ad spend of $2,694. From these ads, we received a total of 231,000 impressions. This is an incredible number. This is really telling us that the people that saw our ads multiple times.
So Director Bender, I just want you to notice the amount of money to the impressions.
And one thing that's so great about the social media advertising is that we know the impressions, whereas print advertising or radio advertising, it's all a potential reach. It's a potential impression. We don't know the exact number of eyeballs on an ad, whereas with digital media, we do. This is a breakdown of our KPIs per platform. The key metrics to point out here, Facebook alone reached 22,825 people and gained 173,000 impressions. Although this is more than Truckee's population, our ads were not only shown to the locals. As we know, we also showed them to anyone traveling in the Truckee area. And that was really to ensure that we were also showing our ads to second homeowners. And then another key metric to point out is the average cost per click. For Facebook, that was $1.27. That is a really great cost per click. The lower that number, the better, the less you spend per click. Instagram is naturally higher. We have seen Instagram's cost per click up to $5 to $7 with other clients. So this is really great. One thing to point out too, the lower the cost per click, the more engaged your audience is with an ad. So we're always, throughout our campaign, we're always reviewing your ads to see where that cost per click is. And if that cost per click, say from $1.27 started jumping up to say $3, we would know that something was wrong with our ad, and we have the opportunity to revise it and run a new ad to try and decrease that cost per click. But both of these are very, very good average cost per click. Looking at LinkedIn and Twitter. So although LinkedIn's reach is lower and the cost per click is definitely higher than Facebook, LinkedIn is a really great platform for us to advertise on because we're also reaching another demographic. It gives us the opportunity to reach, say, an audience that might not be so active on Facebook, a more professional audience, as we saw with the demographics. And then overall, even though Facebook has a much greater reach and a lower cost, again, by utilizing all 4 of the platforms, we're really ensuring that we're reaching a diverse audience and giving them multiple touch points. Here is 2 of our best performing ads I wanted to show you. These are actually both on Facebook. Our branded ad, which has a really strong call to action. It starts out with, use your voice to better the future of Truckee. This branded ad costs 40 cents per click. The second ad is topic specific regarding broadband. This ad alone reached over 8,000 people and had a cost per click of 38 cents. We also ran neighborhood-specific ads. By running these ads, we were able to direct residents directly to the Zoom sign-up page. So instead of sending them to the website, we were able to send them right to the Zoom sign-up page for their specific neighborhood. When we started running these ads on December 28th, the Sierra Meadows focus group had 34 registrants and Glenshire had 30. And by the time of their focus group, by the date of their focus group, Sierra Meadows had 87 and Glenshire had 82 signups. So we know that these ads really performed well. And it's a little hard to see, but if you can see the map down in the lower left corner, you can see how we were able to target those locations there. The blue circles are where we were targeting. So this is an example for Glenshire.
So, Andrea, just could you go back for just a second? So for staff and the board, something Andrea and I would like to share with you is the community received this outreach extremely well to be responding this at such a high level. But now there's an anticipatory need and want from the district. And it's a challenge for board and staff to continue with this outreach. If you do, like we did, this social media intense focus to be able to get a brand out and to have this level of a response, it's an amazing opportunity for you moving forward. Let's say, now I'm making all this up, but let's say there's a neighborhood that you're going to do, that you want information. Perhaps they have the highest fire danger and you're going to look at with undergrounding an initiative and you really want their input, a specific neighborhood. This is so easy for you now to do. Not to be hesitant about continuing your TDPUD brand and using these puzzle pieces for you to be able to inform and educate and include the public as you want for specific workshops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another thing to point out is being able to write the copy, so the text of your ad specific to the neighborhood. So, for example, in this ad, we call out Glenshire, Devonshire, Old Greenwood, and that really pulls the viewer's attention. You want to speak directly to your audience. Calling out their neighborhood is more effective than just saying, hey, Truckee. If you can really call out something very specific, that's where you're going to be able to grab their attention. And we know right now attention spans are very short. So there's a lot going on the internet and a lot going on Facebook, and people are scrolling pretty fast. And so being able to utilize this function on for Facebook and Instagram advertising as well is really great. So overall, as Pam mentioned, our goal was 300 registrants, and we achieved 540.
Good deal.
And any questions?
Well, if we were in person, we'd be going applause. I want, Andrea, before you leave, the hugest shout out and accolades to Stephen Poncelet. Stephen, none of this would have been possible without your leadership and your working with Andrea. Is there something you'd like to say, Stephen?
Thank you for the kind words. Andrea, awesome work, and really enjoyed partnering with you on this. I think the social results are outstanding. And I think combined with our traditional outreach, and then, you know, the 50 phone calls that Brian and I and Pam and other people made, the direct outreach through partners, Sierra Community House and TTUSD were outstanding in support for the Spanish-speaking focus group. They deserve the lion's share of the credit there. So, I mean, this was a all hands, all partners, all community effort, and really appreciate it from everyone.
Special thanks to you, Andrea. Thank you for being here tonight.
All of you, thank you. And yes, Stephen, thank you so much. Stephen and I worked really closely on this project, and yeah, thank you so much. He did a lot of the outreach, and he was the one who was able to really secure our community leaders.
Wow. Awesome.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I don't have a question, just a comment. Social media marketing is such a fascinating and kind of maddening area. So I really do appreciate the presentation to help break it down for us, how they work together, how, you know, what all the language means specifically. And it's you know, as a small business owner, I've been dealing with this for a long time, and it's still a challenge, always a challenge, but always rich benefits for sure. So really, thank you very much for helping us implement it so well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks again, Andrea. Always wonderful working together. Are you ready for a break? Because now we have about 2 hours, maybe a little less. But would you like to take a 10-minute break? Do I see thumbs up? Yes.
I would.
That's about right.
Break at the moment.
Okay, let's take a 10-minute break and Brian and I will get the next PowerPoint going.
Garrett has left the meeting.
Before we all break away, I just have one housekeeping item. We did get some feedback that we had some interruption in the streaming. Sean has been getting some emails. We've been working with the IT on the kind of the back end of this, but it's back up. And but it will also, so if you directors are receiving, from your contacts in the public that they haven't been able to see it, it's back up and running, and the full recorded version will be made available. But there was a disconnect with the streaming portion of this, but we got it resolved.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. Okay. All right. See you in 10. Back
In
at
10.
Yeah, 5:44. Thanks.
5:44.
All right.